Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
The Daily Compliance News for May 9, 2025, the Bring Out Your Dead edition. We begin with that story from the Wall Street Journal in an article entitled Corpses for Cash, How Corruption Stalks Ukraine's War Dead. The funeral trade can be a lucrative source of income. And prosecutors say officials have agreed to give funeral directors contracts to bring bodies to a morgue in return that the council would pay. And so by bringing the bodies in, then they would allegedly get money, and they were bribed to do so. Petty corruption is endemic in Ukraine, and this is, unfortunately, a part of it. Next up, from the Wall Street Journal, Markets and Regulations section, Aruna Vishwanathan and Margot Patrick reporting that whistleblowers who defied Credit Suisse are about to share up to $150 million. I previously reported on the Credit Suisse settlement of $5.11 million for not meeting the terms of the 2014 settlement agreement with the U.S. authorities. Turns out it was Swiss banker whistleblowers who turned to the Department of Justice to report this. They did so in violation of Swiss law, so they may be criminally prosecuted. But for those who are not subject to Swiss law, a long overdue payday may be in the offing. So once again, whistleblowers show their importance in enforcement, not only for underlying violations, but also for failure to live up to your agreements and indeed lying to the government. Next up from Coinbase. Yesterday we reported on the legal costs to secure pardons from the Trump administration. Well, now the criminally convicted head of Binance, the gentleman known as CZ, has said that he is applying for a pardon. So imagine that. So obviously he can afford the $1 million in legal fees. It's not clear how much it will cost him in terms of either donation to the Republican Party, purchase of stock in one of Trump's meme coins, or other payment to get his pardon. But can Sam Bankman-Fried be far behind? Time will tell. And final story comes to us from the Financial Times, which reports that, or at least opines that, OpenAI still has a governance problem. The company was trying to take itself into a for-profit business, but they were unable to do so, or at least have been unable to do so. And they are still the nonprofit entity owning the for-profit entity. And the problem for this is the money that the company will need to turn itself literally into the brain for the world, and that might recall hundreds of billions, if not trillions of dollars of further investments. And of course, AGI is still in the offing, so some AI companies think they're close, but once again, it's going to take a lot of money for all of this to work going forward. So OpenAI, their governance, an open question. Here's to having a great weekend from the Daily Compliance News, and we'll be back with you on Monday, May 12. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.